And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. It's a strong reminder that there is a two-way street when it comes to domestic violence. Police say Gregory Kirk was shot and killed while visiting his 3-year-old son in Pasadena, Texas. Kirk's family said he was a victim of domestic violence and abuse by his ex-wife before she allegedly shot and killed him in front of their child. Now, Samantha Washington reportedly had plans to kill herself, but she was arrested by police before she could do that. Joining us now on The Factor Uncensored to talk about domestic violence and abuse when it comes to men is Chau Ngyuen with the Houston Area Women's Center. A lot of people, Chau, almost joke about men being the victims of domestic violence, but this case is a strong reminder of how serious and how deadly it can be.
Men are victims too. That's what people need to know. They are not excused from domestic violence. They don't get a hall pass. In this case, it is really no joke. Somebody died allegedly at the hands of his partner because he was a victim of domestic violence. People need to know that men oftentimes are afraid to come forward because of the stigma or the ridicule. We are in a society where we think a man needs to man up and buck up, and how could a woman harm him when we know 1 in 4 men is a victim of domestic violence?
Wow, that's a huge number when you think about it, 1 in 4. And it's also a major societal problem that we have this stigma attached to men being victims of domestic violence. And so we all as a society will have to work on this problem so people won't fear coming forward, telling their story and their situation of abuse.
We hear it all the time. Not only do they fear coming forward or facing stigma, but they fear not being believed, that somebody will think they're the perpetrator and not the victim. We've got to change that narrative. Men suffer in silence oftentimes. They don't even report to the police because they are afraid that the evidence won't weigh against them or people won't believe them. We need to know that men can be victims because it's not a gender issue. This is an issue. Domestic violence is an issue of power and control. Who wields and exerts their threats, intimidation, physical violence over another person? And sometimes it can be women.
In this case, Gregory Kirk is already gone, dead, the victim of domestic violence and a deadly shooting by his ex-wife, according to police and his family. If someone is going through a situation like that, Chau, we're talking about men, what should they do? What should be their first step?
You know, we talk about this a lot in the space we work. If it's predictable, it is preventable. And by that, I mean, what were some of the warning signs? Was there stalking, verbal threats, intimidation? Was there a history of violence? We need people to know you don't have to be a woman to call the Houston Area Women's Center. You can be a man. Call for support. Our hotline is 24/7, free of charge, confidential. That's where you can learn about safety planning, planning your safety. Is there a gun in a house? Do you have an exit plan? That may save you your life. People need to know that if it's predictable, there's a history of violence, there's a gun in the house, it could be preventable. And just because we're the Houston Area Women's Center doesn't mean that you can't call if you're a man or you know somebody who might be suffering.
Now let's look at the people around the victim. If it's a male, what should we be doing if we're family members or friends and we see that they're going through a situation like this? Apparently in Mr. Kirk's case, his family apparently knew. So what advice would you give family members and friends?
We often talk about something we call the 3 R's: to recognize, respond, and refer. Listen without judgment. Be that compassionate ear that he needs. If he's talking about a history of violence, say, this doesn't have to happen to you. You don't deserve this. The worst thing that anyone can hear is, how could he do that to you? How could she do that to you? Why don't you just leave? Those aren't reassuring. It doesn't come from a place of support. It comes across as judgmental. So listen, respond with kindness, with compassion, and then finally refer. Tell them that help's available, that they're not alone, that they can be believed. and that resources like the Houston Area Women's Center are available for them to just pick up the phone. We have a live chat now on our website as well. There are avenues where people can get support and healing so they can live a life free of violence and end the violence that they might be enduring.
All right, Chau Ngyuen with the Houston Area Women's Center, and we want to send our condolences to the family of Gregory Kirk. We'll be back with more Factor Uncensored in just a moment.